Alright, so I'm going to do a draw my life because my 15 subscribers have been begging for it. They just won't stop harassing me. And it was going to be my 20 sub special, but I lost. I lost 2 subs. So now I'm down to 15, which is really embarrassing. So, okay. But instead of a draw my life, I'm going to do a draw my day because I'm really grumpy and I want to talk about how bad my day was. Not today, just my normal average day. So I have to wake up, which is probably the worst part. I don't enjoy doing that. I'm really grumpy in all honesty. Normally sometimes I don't really wake up in time. I usually sleep in for like 10 minutes. I was just breathing on the mic. Um, and that's not good because then I'm even grumpier and I'm late to school usually, so I don't get breakfast, which makes me grumpier. Which I've already said. Um, so then I get in the shower, which most people like, but I don't really enjoy it because you're just kind of it's just water falling on you, which isn't really that fun. Um, then I get out of the shower and it's cold, which was another reason I don't like it. So I get out of the shower, it's cold. Um, uh, we'll skip to I usually get my car ready because it's usually cold. Not cold anymore, but I get my car ready and cars use gas and you have to pay for that and that's probably I don't enjoy paying for it because it I don't get any instant gratification, so it doesn't feel good for me, which in turn makes me even grumpier. So score one for the grumpy tally. Um, After that, I pick up my girlfriend, who she's usually not really grumpy, which I don't really know how, but usually I'm pretty grumpy. So if she's grumpy, it's not really a good combination. But she's usually not grumpy, so that's pretty good, I guess. Um, Usually we drive. It's usually pretty quiet because I don't really like talking in the morning because I usually just whine, which isn't good. Um, so we're driving. Um, get to school. We get to school. We drive in the lot. My school is kind of mm, how do I put it? It's kind of rural. Yeah. There's a lot of people with big trucks with flags that were carried by people that weren't super into ethnic people. Um, Ignore that. So we get usually they're revving not in the morning. They don't usually rev their trucks, but ignore that. So I go to first period, and there's 2 rotations of people that are in there. Um, there's this teacher that is very strict about rules and stuff. We're gonna call her Mrs. Jamal. Mrs. Jamal makes us wear our clothes often. I'm pretty much her second in command. We're pretty much I'm pretty much like her number one dude. There's this kid we're gonna call him Jackson. I'm gonna call him Jackson. He has a bowl cut and he we'll just go to the rest of the first period. We usually sit there on the computers and I get nothing done, which is my study hall, so that's when I'm supposed to get everything done. So it doesn't really work out for me. Um, then I go to second period. Oh, that's where all my buddies are. So there's these 2 people named uh, we're just gonna call them Wacy and William. Wacy and William, these 2 girls. They're usually pretty grumpy in the morning, so you don't want to mess with them. They're usually pretty grumpy. Um, then after that, there's Jerome, or I don't remember what I actually called him earlier. Um, and there's some other boys. There's a cute little pink-haired boy. His name is Mac. He's a very grumpy lad. He works with me at this place called Best Buy. You may have heard of it. Um, so we're in second period. Everybody's usually pretty grumpy. Um, then third period. That's English class. English class is there's nothing to write home about. It's just English class. Pretty yeah. Fourth period is lunch. Everybody is pretty crazy in there. Our table gets pretty rowdy. We got split up for being bad. So, but we're back together now, which in hindsight isn't really good. I don't know why they let us do that. But we get pretty rowdy. There's a boy in there who gets butthurt really easily, so I like making him butthurt. It's pretty good. Um, every yeah, I really it's yeah, it's lunch. I mean, you just eat stuff. It's not a lot. Then math class, which I don't really get. There, it's this whole do it at your own pace thing online. You watch videos and do it at your own pace, like I said. And my own pace is very slow. I need to be guided. I'm like a little baby boy who needs his hand held, and if it's not held, then I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna throw tantrums, and I'm not gonna get the task done that needs to be done, and that's what happens. I don't get anything done. So not much really happens in there. I just kind of sit there and complain about, yeah, me and Mac just complain. Then next period is shop. Yeah, shop. Shop is 3 periods a day. Um, it's just we do electronic stuff. Um, oh, Wasey's in there too. She's or the other one. I don't know what I called her. Um, she's usually not as grumpy in there. Um, everybody in there is okay, I guess. I'm not usually too grumpy in there unless our teacher's grumpy, which his grumpiness he projects it on us, and then we get grumpy, which is all around a bad situation. Um, and then so shop's done. Then I get out of shop, and most people I drive my girlfriend home. Usually most people are like, yeah, it's cool. How can you be grumpy? Well, I have to go to work. I hate work. I don't hate it. It's just it's like if every day it's like if every day you had to mm, exercise for 20 minutes. It's not that bad. It's only 20 minutes of exercise. Like in hindsight, you don't really care. But every day you're just gonna dread like, oh, I have to do that 20 minutes exercise. It's oh, that's how I feel. I just don't want to do it. I get paid the big bucks though, so it's okay. Then I get home. I usually make a chicken sammy or something like that. And then I have to leave. I have to be there by 5, so I usually leave at like 4:20. That's I'm gonna draw funny. Mac's gonna love this one. So after I get there, or I make my Sammy, I try to leave at 4:20, but usually it's at that point is when I'm tired and want to take a nap, but I can't because I have to go to work. So I get dressed and for work and stuff, and I drive there, and there's usually a lot of traffic. And then every day that I leave early enough, there's no traffic. So I like to think God's actively like working against me and punishing me for something. I'm sure I did. Um, so I'm usually stuck sitting in traffic. I usually I try to brighten my mood. I listen to Naruto intros. But usually whenever it starts to pick up, like the traffic finally starts moving, that's when the song will change, and then I get an ad. So I usually have to listen to them talk about like Toyota cars for like a minute and a half, and then I always avert my eyes from the road while I'm driving so I can make that pesky ad go away. And surprised I haven't been in an accident yet, quite honestly. And then I get to work. I work now. I work in customer service, so that I'm the person you talk to when your toaster breaks, you get grumpy. So pretty much everyone I talk to is usually pretty grumpy. Um, so they usually project their grumpiness onto me, which usually doesn't bide well for me, because then I get grumpy. Um, and then my least favorite part of the whole thing is the drinks. There's the drink thing. You go to Best Buy. You're like, I was gonna buy a computer, but now I'm thirsty. I want a mellow yellow, and you get that out of the thing. Um, and I have to restock that and make sure everything's all nice and pretty. And my least favorite thing is when somebody comes in at 8:55 and I finally restock the drinks and they're all pretty and sparkling and they're all in there and I'm feeling really accomplished. And then somebody comes in and they're like, I'm pretty thirsty. I'm good at mellow yellow. And then I have to wring it out. I have to watch them grab that drink, ruin my meticulous drink restocking, and then I have to wring them out for it. And then I have to tell them to have a great night. That is literally the worst thing ever. Probably not, but for me it is. Um, then after that, usually I'm there till 9:30. Then I get off, and I try to go to the gym, but I'm really tired. So sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I don't plan on being a bodybuilder anytime soon. It's yeah. So then I get home, and then my parents are like, "How was work, young boy?" And I'm like, "It was good." And they're like, um, Why aren't you blah blah blah? There's usually an issue as soon as I walk in. So um then I get something to eat, and by that point it's 10:30. So it's 4 hours past my bedtime. I was supposed to be in bed by 6, and it's 10:30. So I'm running into bed, and I quickly get my glass of warm milk. I chug it down. I try to watch an episode of The Office, which is my favorite show in the world. It is literally the best thing ever. Yeah, or Parks and I don't like to watch new shows because it's like doing a new thing. It's hard to do that, and I just like watching what's familiar. I like new things. So then I do that, and then I wake up and I do that again for 5 more days. Um, my favorite days are when I don't have to go to the best place to buy. Um, I don't know. I guess that's my regular day. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
あなたは何も言わず口づけを残して傷つくままうなずいた